Welcome to the Shadow of Rome. You are listening to an original production. Rome, 44 BC, a city in transition. Its vast empire is the envy of the ancient world. But at what cost? Generational wealth and privilege have bred a culture of corruption and decadence among the elite. And while emperors have risen and fallen, the Senate has remained largely unchallenged, bickering, scheming, and backstabbing on their way to ruining the city. Enter Julius Caesar, the brilliant general who sees the Roman Republic as being weakened by corruption and inefficiency. After years of successful campaigns, he returns to Rome and sets his sights on the heart of the government itself, seeking to reshape the empire once and for all. But his methods are brutal, and his ultimate loyalty lies not with the Senate or the people, but with himself. Born into an old Roman family, Claudia Emilia is a young, sharp-witted, and intelligent, noble woman. She feels the pull of her duty to her family and the Senate, but can't help but be fascinated by the brewing battle for Rome's soul. While walking through the Forum, she encounters the enigmatic Lucius Severus, a centaur with a charm and charisma that immediately captivates her. Their connection is undeniable. Yet he seems to hold secrets close, carefully concealing his true intention. Despite warnings from her father, a staunch defender of the Republic, Claudia cannot help but be drawn to Caesar's captivating speeches and his promises of a Rome that cares for its people. As she navigates the treacherous world of Roman politics, she forms an unlikely friendship with Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, who embodies his uncle's ambition and ruthlessness. Between her loyalty to her family and her admiration for Caesar, Claudia finds herself torn into the fate of Rome hanging in the balance. She must choose a side in a conflict that will determine the course of history. As the story progresses, Claudia becomes increasingly disillusioned with the Senate. Their endless debates and power struggles leave her yearning for decisive action. She witnesses firsthand the brutality of Caesar's opponents as they resort to assassination attempts and other underhanded tactics to eliminate him. Meanwhile, her relationship with Lucius deepens, but his true allegiances remain shrouded in mystery. Unbeknownst to Claudia, Lucius is a master manipulator working for Caesar. He has infiltrated the Senate and is secretly feeding information to Caesar about his enemies. He uses his charm and wit to manipulate those around him, including Claudia, all while hiding his true intentions. However, as his feelings for Claudia grow, he begins to question his mission and the morality of Caesar's actions. This internal conflict adds another layer of complexity to his character. Throughout the story, the influence of fate and prophecy looms large. Omens and portents are constantly present, shaping the decisions of the characters and driving the plot forward. For example, soothsayers warn Caesar of the Ides of March, but he ignores their predictions. This foreshadows his eventual downfall and underscores the theme of hubris. Plus, as the story reaches its climax, Claudia is faced with a series of difficult choices that test her loyalty, courage, and compassion. She must confront the consequences of her decisions and the impact they have on the future of Rome. The ending leaves the audience questioning the nature of power, the cost of ambition, and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Let's talk more about the main characters. We have Claudia Emilia, our protagonist. She is a complex and compelling character who embodies the spirit of the age in which she lived. Claudia is highly intelligent, with a sharp mind and a keen awareness of the political landscape of Rome. She is not content with the limited role that society expects of her as a woman, and instead seeks to make her voice heard. Despite the restrictions placed upon her, Claudia's thirst for knowledge and understanding compels her to engage in political discussions and challenge conventional thinking. This desire for agency in a male-dominated world drives much of her behavior and ultimately leads her to challenge societal norms. Throughout the story, Claudia grapples with the expectations placed upon her as a Roman woman. She faces pressure to conform to traditional gender roles, but she defies these constraints and asserts her independence. This struggle reflects the changing dynamics of Roman society during this tumultuous period. As Rome transitions from a traditional republic to an empire, traditional gender roles are challenged. Claudia represents this shift and serves as a symbol of the emerging generation of Roman women who demand greater rights and opportunities. Our second character is Lucius. He is a charismatic and enigmatic character who embodies the moral ambiguity of the time in which he lived. Lucius is a skilled manipulator and strategist, capable of operating in the shadows and wielding power behind the scenes. His charm and charisma make him a formidable force in Roman politics, allowing him to influence and persuade others to do his bidding. Despite his ruthlessness, Lucius is not without honor. He possesses a strong sense of personal integrity and is bound by a code of conduct that guides his actions. This internal conflict creates a compelling character study as we witness his struggle between his personal ethics and his commitment to Caesar's cause. The story explores the complexities of power by portraying Lucius as a cunning player in the political game. His methods may be morally questionable, but he operates within the confines of Roman custom and tradition, highlighting the blurred lines between right and wrong in a world driven by ambition. Next is Julius Caesar. He is a larger-than-life character who symbolizes the transformative power of ambition. Caesar is a brilliant military strategist and a charismatic leader, having achieved great victories and widespread popularity. His ambition knows no bounds as he seeks to reshape Rome in his own image, disregarding tradition and challenging the authority of the Senate. He represents the potential for greatness, but also the dangers of unchecked ambition. His disregard for the established order and his willingness to break with tradition make him a controversial figure. The story portrays Caesar as a force of nature, a man driven by an insatiable desire for power and glory. Through his actions, the story explores the themes of revolution and change, challenging the audience to consider the necessity of upheaval in order to achieve progress. Finally, let's discuss Marcus Tullius, one of Rome's greatest orators and a staunch defender of the Roman Republic. Cicero is a respected elder statesman who embodies the ideals of democracy and the rule of law. He is a champion of the common people and an eloquent voice against tyranny and oppression. As a mentor and guide to the younger generation of Roman leaders, he provides wisdom and counsel in times of crises. But as the story unfolds, Cicero becomes increasingly aware of the fragility of the Republic and the threat posed by Caesar's growing power. He recognizes the danger of mob rule and the seductive allure of unchecked authority. Bit by his efforts to preserve the Republic, Cicero is ultimately powerless to prevent its demise. His tragic fate serves as a warning of the dangers of complacency and the importance of vigilance in the face of tyranny. We hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.